MTD CNC, bringing you the latest engineering news, reviews, events and special offers via video media.
Adrian, I'd like to explore for my own benefit and for our viewers what OpenMind's Hypermill software delivers for machine tool companies and machinists.
Okay, in the case of this Variaxis i700T, it's a very dynamic machine and we're able to use Hypermill to really get the best out of the machine tool. So Hypermill is able to, in one environment, to program the turning, the milling, and milling can be 2D, 5-axis, or in the case of some of the cycles or some of the options on this part, we're able to use the simultaneous options but auto-index them.
So this is all offline, isn't it? So a machinist or an engineer would do it in the comfort of his own office and then it would be fed to the machine?
Absolutely. I mean, these are very nice machines and really we want to keep the spindle running as long as possible. So offline programming enables you to really focus and get the maximum benefits of cycle time offline and then bring it to the machine tool when your battery or parts are finished, ready for the next part. So keeping that spindle running 24/7.
So to me, if I had no knowledge of your software, the first thing that would come into my head before I bought it is I'd be apprehensive about the learning curve. Is it difficult to use?
Oh, this is, I think, one of the misconceptions about using Hypermill. Certainly, I don't think it's any more complex than using a 5-axis solution. In the case of this, in these options here, if you could have programmed it in 3-axis, it's only one button to turn it into a 5-axis simultaneous cycle. So we always say, if it's difficult to use, then no one will use it.
Very true, very true. So let's have a look at this part here. This is actually machining a wheel here, correct?
That's right, yeah.
So you're doing the turning and the milling?
Absolutely. Turning and milling is possible in Hypermill. So we have in one environment from 2D right up to simultaneous and turning.
So how would this have been done without your software before?
Interesting. It should have been quite a tricky job doing this offline. Possibly you might have had CAM systems with using multiple different CAM systems, one for 2D, one for turning, one for 5-axis, and you would try and string them all together and create an NC file.
So if you had to quantify then how much time it would save you by using Hypermill compared to that method, what would there be an estimate?
Difficult to say, but I think the other issue is really getting the benefits of the turning. You know, you can collision check the turning against the milling and the milling against the turning. If you keep it all in one environment, then you can come to the machine much more reliably. You press the button, stand back, and the part is produced without any rework or going backwards and forwards between different systems.
Let's have a look at a finished part.
Okay.
So this is actually the part that's being machined, obviously an alloy wheel. Talk me through how you go about programming it.
Oh, certainly. It's in this case, what you're looking for is features. And in the case of this part, there is actually 4 individual pockets that are arrayed around the part. So if you can focus on a particular pocket, you're able to get the benefits of our array feature and actually get the other pockets for free.
Okay, so, and then, I mean, how long would it take you to program something like this from start to finish? Estimate? Certainly
less than a day, this is possible. In the end, it all depends on the actual performance and cycle time you want from the part. Is it just a one-off prototype part, or is it a production part in which every second counts? This also does affect the programming time it takes for the machine part.
So potentially though, something like this could be programmed from scratch in a day or less than a day?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, certainly.
Wow, that's impressive. When you look at the pockets, the turning, all the features on it, that's an eye-opener to me.
Certainly, I mean, one of the things is, you know, in these particular pockets, these are quite deep with small radiuses in them, so trying to machine them, you could of course machine them in simultaneous, but what we're trying to do is to maybe use simultaneous for the positioning of the part, and then locking the machine in a 3+2 orientation, and so it's stable, and then getting the best performance out of the machine in that position. Then we got to go to another orientation, again simultaneously move to that position and run again.
So what we're looking at here though is a fairly complex component. It doesn't matter whether parts are simpler than this.
No, because even with simple parts, you're able to use leverage the technology to produce those simple parts faster.
So it can be used for complex, simple, across the board?
Absolutely. I mean, there's no real limit on the complexity of the parts we can manufacture with Hypermill. It's just really, we can say leverage that technology in these complex parts or simple components.
Brilliant. Adrian, thanks for your time.
No problem.
For more videos, products and news, go to mtdcnc.com or follow MTD Online on Twitter.